What's up guys, and welcome back. Well, if you saw my little short video, you know I'm kind of at a standstill on the camper van at the moment. So, just to try and keep things rolling along, I am doing some work on the Transit. Now obviously this isn't the Transit, but I'm heading off there tomorrow, but meanwhile I'm just finishing off some of the cabinets. Now, so far with the Transit I've got most of the interior done, but I've had a rethink and I'm changing things up a little bit. Now, bear with me on this. One of the things I want to include in the van is one of those little small portable toilets. So, obviously I don't have anywhere to keep it, but I've come up with this. And it will be just a slide out compartment that toilet will fit in. Obviously the drawer isn't set up properly at the moment, so it's not. And it's just sitting on a block of wood there. Then you'll see better when I'm actually over there, but basically I am then going to build maybe an angled cabinet unit here just to give a little bit more storage. And those overhead cupboards, I've got to take some more measurements, but what I'm thinking about is then tying those in over the top here, and that will tie in to basically next to the sink. Again, like I say, this is early stuff, so you'll see better when I'm over at the shop and you can actually see inside the van. And just like that, we're here. Yeah, back at the van, obviously got the battery on charge. So I just loaded everything up into here last night. Yeah, cupboard, obviously it's too big. I took a guesstimate and my guesstimate was wrong, so I need to at least take that much off it again, but that's okay, I can figure that later. But what I'm going to do to begin with is, oh, it's starting to rain, isn't that just insert expletive typical. So I'm going to load everything into the workshop just to get it out of the way, and then basically I'll start working on this cupboard here. I still want to look at putting the overhead cupboards in. I'll figure that shortly. I just want to get this sorted out first and see what we've got. So yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so I've got to cut down to size, and that's where she will sit. And yeah, she fits in there quite nicely. Obviously this will be all panelled all the way up to the top there, but yeah, you know, she's looking good. So what'll happen next is, like I say, I'll fill this top part in. I'll actually, so you don't see the seam, so the seam isn't as obvious, I'll move this panel up there, and then I'll panel the bottom of the cupboard in so it'll hide that seam. And then I think we will look at getting this top section in. But so far I'm happy with that. It will have an opening door on it. I would have liked to use the slider, but that's not practical, so you know, it is what it is. But the whole purpose of this is the little portaloo that I've got to go in will actually fit in there quite nicely. I may put a shelf in, I may not, I'll see how that goes, but the idea is the portaloo will go in there. It will be, it's one of the ones where it's actually sealed. Once you use it, you close the doodah and that's it, it's sealed, so you don't get any odours off it. But yeah, that'll go nicely into there. Like I say, I may put a little shelf on the top there just for like the chemicals and different things like that. So, but overall, yeah, I mean it's not a big van this, so you've really got to, you know, sit down and look at what you want and where you're going to put it. But so yeah, that'll be a nice bit of storage there. Obviously got storage here, and there is storage under there, and obviously storage under the bed from the garage section in the back. But happy days. One thing I am debating on, and I don't know yet, is power outlets. So obviously there is one to go over there, and I may put the second one just here. I'm still unsure about that. Yeah, but yeah, I may have a power outlet there. But yeah, that's, you know, let's get this finished first. Enough said. Well, drop screws aside, she is actually in there now. I've still got some fixings to do down this side, and there's a bracket to go on the bottom there just to actually stop her moving around. But she is basically in place. So next thing is get the cabinet up above there, get it, work out roughly where it's going to go. One thing that has crossed my mind, I've just realised, the cabinet that'll go up the top there, that sink, I need to make sure that that lid will actually open. So that's the next thing to do, is basically just go through it, make sure that lid is going to open. So let's get that done now. Well, there we go. It's in. Obviously I've still got the door to put on here. I don't have the actual portaloo here, it's back at the house. I've got to bring it with me, so I am going to put a shelf in here, but just not yet. I'm going to wait till I've got the portaloo here, and just so I don't put it in and have to take it back out again. But yeah, that's the cupboards and everything, and the only thing I've got left to do now is I do have a bracket. Now I didn't put them on yet because I wanted to see how this actually tied in, but yeah, I do actually need to put a couple of brackets on, because it's not a lot, but it does have a bit of a wobble. So yeah, well, I'm looking at maybe tying it in on this end somewhere. I'm not sure yet. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, it will go in. This side will either get, I don't know whether to go with, I'm thinking carpet probably. I'm not sure yet, but it's probably going to be carpet or something like that on this side. But yeah, somewhere up there I need to put a bracket. Also, we'll probably put one over that far side over there as well. And like I say, it's just to make sure it just stays in place, doesn't wobble around too much. But I do have to actually pick a couple of those up, so that I'll do tomorrow. Yeah, so that's it for today. I'm going to sit now for the next 4 years and sort all of these bloody screws out. I can't believe I knocked them off, but I did, so you know, there we go. Once I get this lot all tied in, the next thing is to start actually putting the countertop in. Now obviously this does sit a little bit lower than the rest of the countertop, but all I'm doing is I'm just putting a block along here and along there, and that'll all be just nicely tied in. So yeah, I'm not too concerned about that just yet. Obviously the sink and the stove will come back out. The fridge has to come back out as well, because that needs to be wired in. And then I'm at the point where I really need to decide on where I'm going to put these sockets. I'm really gone back and forth, but now I'm thinking about putting one here. You know, just kind of in, like, just sitting up there. I've got one somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it, but I've got the sockets anyway. But yeah, and I may actually put a light underneath there, but I mean, it's bright enough here. I mean, there's no, you know, it's all nicely lit up. But I may, because the wire actually comes in down that side over there, that still needs to be tucked in and everything. I might actually go ahead and I've got a couple more, just mount one under the cabinet there. But yeah, the sink works all right. that lifts up okay. I do have a catch that goes under that. It's actually there. It's just on there at the moment, but that will eventually go up there so that that sink top is locked into place. But it's I'm having one of those moments where it actually feels like I've gotten somewhere with this. It has been getting a bit neglected of late. I mean, realistically, because I got on working on the Jeep and then I'm at home working on the VW, and it's really got pushed to the back burner. So yeah, and it's January now. I want this finished and MOT'd and on the road by end of February, beginning of March. And then some decisions need to be made on exactly what I'm doing, whether I'm moving it on or keeping it for a while. At the moment, I'm not sure. I really need to generate some income to continue with the restoration on the VW. Obviously, this is not a huge channel. This is just a tiny little channel. I don't make any money off YouTube views. Make a little bit off my merch store, but quite frankly, it doesn't cover the bills. You know, it doesn't cover the cost of them. So, yeah, obviously, yeah, got to make a decision. It's but that's down the line. That's a month or so down the line. But anyway, let's put the camera to one side, and I think I'll go and get a can of pop and sit here and start sorting these damn things out. Houston, we have a problem. I did not cut that low enough. Okay, let's get the saw out and let's just take that corner off. Whatever. Okay, there we go. We'll clear it now. Yeah, clear that over. What I'll do is I'll get the jigsaw out in the morning and just make a nice curve there. I've already put the extension cord and everything away, so yeah, but yeah, I should be able to pull that in that in the morning, and yeah, we should be good to go. Well, it's a new day and we're back in working on this. So I have been into town just pick up some supplies, mainly because I actually forgot, I already have them. I forgot to bring them with me, so it's actually cheaper to go and buy some more than it is to travel home and pick up the ones I've already bought. So, you know, go figure. Anyway, I've started cutting the panels for the counters and everything. So they're actually coming on quite nicely. I'm just cutting them roughly to begin with, and then I'm going to go around and start to mark them and fit them. But yeah, so far, you know, as they say, so far so good. Well, there we go, there's the first section all nicely laid in and bonded. So I think what I'm going to do next is I've got the pieces cut for here, but I'm not going to put them into last. So then what I'm going to do next is actually about that long piece there. It's in place, but I need to get a final measurement on it and mark it out. Cut that out, I'll bond that, and then I'll work towards the window. And yeah, I'm not sure how long this takes to dry. What I might do is get the countertop all done and then look at maybe painting the inside of the cabinets, because I'm going to paint all the insides white. I do have a tin of white paint somewhere. Let's close that over. There it is down there. And then what I can do is leave this overnight to dry. Maybe get some heat in here for a few hours, and then tomorrow I will come back, varnish and seal it. Well, actually I'll sand it first, because although these have all been sanded, I do want to completely flatten them off before I get into putting the varnish on. So, but anyway, let's get this side over there done. Let's get that done first, and then we'll figure it out. So we are moving across there. Now, I'm standing here looking at this and I'm torn. You'll have seen this done online. I have done it myself, where you fill all the imperfections with a coloured epoxy. Leave it a few days to harden, then sand it all and varnish it. And it gives a really, really nice effect. And I'm kind of in that I like the idea of doing it on this. Obviously it would certainly push this project back, which is there's my dilemma. It would look great, but it basically, I would be at a standstill with these cabinets until it was done, and that's several days, and that includes I've got to actually get a hold of some. It's there's a lot of things to sort out to actually be able to do that. So I'm torn. I'm really torn. Yeah. I'm going to carry on for now. I'll carry on and I'll get all of this finished off, and then I'll basically see how far I get and make a decision from there. I think that's the best. Well, it has been a rather good day today. Obviously we've got most of the countertop done, at least the initial fitting anyway. I've got a piece to make for around there, around the sink there, and then of course there's like the trim pieces that'll go around all the edges and everything. But no, I'm happy. This has actually turned out rather good. That piece of trim along the back there behind the stove, that'll get painted the same silver grey as the back wall there. Obviously this wall here is to do, and this cabinet's all to do. This down here, I'm still undecided what to do with that yet, whether to carpet it or to just paint it. I don't know yet. Carpet's ordered anyway. It should be here tomorrow actually. But yeah. I am going to wrap it up for tonight, because I'm basically at the point where I just need this glue to all dry. So I am going to just call it a night, let this all set up nicely, and then I'll come back to it tomorrow and continue. Well, it would appear to be morning again, and everything seems to be drying up nicely. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this section here. Then that's that all complete. Then I'll go around, trim everything. Actually no, I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. That piece at the back, I don't know, I was thinking I might paint him, but now let's get this put in. Let's get this put in first, and then we'll take it from there. So yeah, obviously we are moving along there. I've done a little bit of sanding on this edge here, just to get a feel for what I want to do. Same with here, although this isn't fixed down yet, that's still got to be tied down. Obviously all of these bits are to be sanded, but what was that? Doesn't matter. Anyway, gonna work my way along there next, but before I get any of that done, I'm gonna go in and just clear this entire interior. I need to pick all those screws up that I dropped, and I want everything out, because it's going to get really dusty in here, and I want to be able to just get in with a vacuum and vacuum it up pretty quickly and easily. So yeah, well, there we have it. Obviously all got to be sanded down yet, but and the door to go on here, but yeah, we're there. We are basically there. Yeah, happy days. So I'm going to have 5 minutes, as I can stop my nose from dripping. It's been a long journey, this. It has been a very, very long journey, but Yeah, it is. It's looking good there. Over here, obviously, still waiting of the cloth to finish that. That should be here sometime today, so hopefully I'll get that done tomorrow. And it's Friday today. Tomorrow is Saturday. Yeah, so I have some stuff to do tomorrow afternoon, so I'm only going to get maybe a morning on this. And then we'll have most of Sunday. So, yeah. Well, just as I was shooting that, it arrived. So, we have got the fabric. Excellent. I'm not going to break that out yet. I'll just leave that sealed for now. But yeah, things are moving along. So hopefully we'll get this done even quicker. Well, ain't we looking good there? A little bit more sanding to do, but I'm going to leave that till tomorrow now. I've done a bit more filling there. I nixed the epoxy idea. It would look good, but realistically, with the time scale that I'm on right now, that wouldn't have worked out. It would have been another week or two before I even got this far. So I've just went with my own just basic wood filler. Just take the sandust out of the sander, mix it with some wood glue and use it to fill in all the cracks. So by the time I finish with this tomorrow, it'll have nicely sealed surfaces and everything. So, but I've just had a quick vacuum up there. Obviously there's still lots of dust about the place, but I just wanted to really get the thick off. So tomorrow is going to be finish this off, hopefully actually get it varnished. And then while that's drying, I can move into the front cabin and get the carpeting material on this back panel here. So got a couple of more brackets to go on there. Mainly, it's like I pointed out the other day, I've also got that to still trim there, but it's got a bit of a wobble to it, and I just really want to just fix that. Other thing left to do is paint the insides of the cabinets out. I'm going to paint all the insides white. Then let everything dry. See if I can get this all painted and everything. I would like to get this finished by Monday, with the only thing left to do is actually do the physical connections with everything. So that would be an ideal situation. Not sure whether it'll happen or not, but yeah. I would be very, very happy if that's the state I was able to get to before I leave here. But so that's it for yet another night. Well, it's morning again and we're back at it. It's actually very early morning. And it looks way brighter on the camera than it actually is. Anyway. See where we left off. Yep, it's all still here. So this morning's basically let's get in, get some sanding done, get the van cleaned up, and yeah, we'll get some varnish and everything on here. Well, there we go. Here's the first coat, and she is looking good. So I just got a bit of heat going in there just to warm the cabin up a little bit. But meanwhile, I'm going to get on with this and get this coated, and then we can go back, and by then this should be dry enough. Actually, it's almost dry now. It should be dry enough to get a second coat on, and then we can move forward and may even get some of the rest of these cabinets painted today. Who knows? Don't want to jinx it just yet though, but yeah. Okay, so had to go charge the camera, so missed some of the installation, but there's the dividing wall all done now. But I did carry it into here. Got a bit of trimming to do around the bottom and everything. I just wanted to dry for a while first, but Also got all the countertops now, final coat on there. And so the only thing I've got left to do in here now, materials wise, is I've got this cabinet here to paint, all the insides of the cabinets to paint, door handles to put on. There's a piece to go along the back of the counter over there that's just sitting on the seat at the moment. That all needs to be cleaned out as well. But exciting times. I'm kind of stoked at how this has come together. It's certainly been a long journey. I think I said that earlier, but it has. It's definitely been a long trek to get here. I think I'm into like 35 or 36 episodes. I'm not sure whether this is going to be 36 or 37. But yeah, once that's complete, it's what's left to do after that. It's just bits and pieces. It's just all little stuff. Obviously, all this needs to be cleaned out. I've got the centre console to go in here, which I'm actually going to start working on now because I need everything in there just to sit and dry. Well, we've had our first setback of today. Actually, the only setback of today. As you can see, got the centre console in and it works great. Can you see the issue? Yeah, when I originally mocked this up, I had it set further back, and I didn't have this back wall in. I didn't have the cabinets in, so it was all set kind of so the cup holders would have been about here. And it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind to measure it up today when I started putting it in. But obviously, you can't. You can get to it, but for the MOT, which is basically our version of the inspection here in the UK, the handbrake, parking brake, the handbrake, parking brake, emergency brake, whatever you want to call it, that has to be easily accessible. And unfortunately, this sits too far forward. I haven't got it completely screwed down. I just got to put in just to try it. Anyway, yeah, this is too far forward. The cup holder needs to be no further forward than that, and there's no way to do that unless I cut the back of the console off, which would then you'd lose the lid and everything. So unfortunate, but yeah, that's the way it goes. Sometimes you got to try these things, and sometimes they just don't work. But so what I'm going to do next is everything here needs to dry. So I'm going to just pack up for today. I'm going to come back to this tomorrow with a different mindset. Yeah, oh well. Everything else went fine. Paddle and everything's in there. I've still got up there to trim, and I've got a little bit of trimming to do inside the cabin itself. But otherwise, that went fine. That looks good. That I'm really happy with that. Also, I've got that wood up the top there to paint. But again, I'll do that. I'll do that tomorrow. But yeah, there we have it. Well, I'm zipping along there. Now, one thing I have not done is grab the camera too often because I want this done. This is my last day here for a few weeks possibly, so I just wanted to get as much done as possible, and unfortunately picking the camera up to keep reporting on progress isn't really conducive to that. So I've just been getting on, but I've got all the cabinets painted now, just about. I've got some stuff along the top to do and everything, but yeah, we're getting there. Got the door painted. That door there is painted. I'm not doing the refrigerator yet. I need to run out for some tape. I'd forgotten to bring it with me, so I'll get to that next time. But that panel in the middle is going to be black. I think you saw the drawer out there. This because the rack I've got to go there needs to be, where are we at? There, needs to be shortened down. I'm going to do that now. Well, actually, I'm going to give this door up next to me a second coat, then I'll do that. So, yeah, we're not far away. I had hoped to get the sink and the stove and everything in and connected today, but that isn't going to happen. I want a full day on that, and it's going to be rushed, so you know, I'd be happier just to leave that and come back to it next time. But otherwise, everything else has gone fine. It's it's just rolling along nicely there. So let me put this camera back down and give this door a second coat, and then I'll get the bits done in there. Well, there we have it. I mean, I know it's not the best of shots. I've got this door in here because I've got the inside of it painted, and I just wanted to leave it to dry for an hour or so as I'm packing up. But yeah, most of it's been a success. I'm really happy with how these cabinets have come out. Only disappointment is the centre console here, which actually I think looks great in there, but obviously if you can't operate the brake, the parking brake, handbrake, yeah, what's the point? It's got to come back out. So I'll have a bit to think about it while I'm back over at home. And obviously when I'm back at home I am going to be getting back on with the camper van for a while. So yeah, next time you see a video it will be the camper van, hopefully. Get out. So this seems like a really good place to bring this video to a close. So there we have it. 1 week's work done on the Transit. Unfortunately I did not get anything done on the Jeep, but maybe next time I'm here. So there we go. That's it. Take care and have a good one. Okay, I know I said it was the end of the video, but I've just lifted the seat back in for the moment, and obviously this isn't going to happen now, but I may have a plan. If I move the seat over, there's plenty of room, I may be able to get enough space there to access the handbrake, the parking brake. Yeah. The battle is not lost.